Hi there everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're on the final stage of Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 on elevated risk difficulty. This will be the final entry in my guide, chapter, or I should say mission 12. And right away we have that tank coming down the hill, so I tried to hit the Jeep, make it explode and see if it would have the tank burn up, but it doesn't work. This is possibly the hardest level. It took me a couple of hours to complete it, and I was pretty much crawling across the finish line to clear this fucking level. It's man, every time I play a Ghost Recon game, it's always so smooth and fair the entire game until the last chapter. I don't know why that is, but lack of communication at the end, poor checkpoint, very, very poor checkpoint. Because they'll give you a final checkpoint and then you've got to do so much crap at the end, and I had no idea what I was even supposed to do, so I had to look online to see what people were doing. So anyway, it's just a nightmare. I don't know, so I couldn't figure out how to do the airstrike, and I finally got it. By the end of the chapter I had I had nobody left. Everybody got killed. Everybody that was helping me, they all got killed. So I could have done a cleaner run of the chapter. I could have restarted it, but I'm not going to do that after I spend 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out the chapter and I get good enough results. I mean, I cleared the game. I just didn't know what to do at the end because I had a very poor checkpoint, and I had to scrape my way through, killing the final enemies. It's awful. It's god awful, and I'm sorry to have to say that, but it really is, especially when you're going through the chapter for the first time. But so we've cleared those enemies. You're going to get a checkpoint pretty soon, but it's all uphill. Literally, look at this. This is uphill. It's going to be the same way when we're going for the final encounter, and we're ordering the airstrike. It's all uphill. We're going to be climbing staircases, and it's all uphill. We have we can't ever get on the level of the enemies until like the very end. And if you get killed, I had no one to heal me. The medic was dead, and I think I had one guy left. I think it was this guy right here, the black guy, and he would always get killed going up the stairs, and I would use him as a bullet sponge for the most part, and a killing machine on the other hand. God, it's not that bad. It's just that I had no experience with it. But I will say that the final checkpoint is bullshit. They should give you a checkpoint before you even start climbing the stairs, and once you get to the top before you fight the helicopter. But there's just none. Really bad. So here I'm healing the medic, running out of med packs. Okay, so you've got to so slowly take every fight in this chapter, and we're also going to be using the tank and using the helicopter just like we did a couple chapters back. And I had no luck using the tank. I think I had a glitch because like the world was upside down, literally. Like the city was on the top of the screen and the sky was on the bottom hemisphere, like the southern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere had like I was on top of it. It was crazy. I don't know if it was a glitch, but I know it in chapter 10 it wasn't working like that. And it was just the frustration of, you know how that you get that feeling, just let me fucking beat this game. Just give me my victory, because I know I could do it. It's just that you're giving me these horrible checkpoints and making me, glitching out my game. I don't know, but anyway, let me try to make this as smooth for anyone, because all the guides I saw on the internet, no commentary, nothing. So that's where I like to distinguish myself. So let me help you the best I can here. We're at this park area here, and once you've cleared all these enemies, you're going to get a nice checkpoint over here once you get the guy at headquarters briefing you on the intercom, the video screen. You'll get a checkpoint right over here. So this is a good checkpoint. This is a fair checkpoint, because what you've got to do after this is pretty damn tough. What's going to happen is a Jeep not necessarily a Jeep, but one of these tanks is going to come up across the way, straight ahead. So what you want to do is get over to this side of the cover and just prepare for his arrival. Here he goes right here. And the ironic thing was at the end I didn't take any damage. But there's so many times when I was in the red. I only had my rifleman, so he doesn't, he's not the healer of the party. So I don't even know. I don't know if your party does split up. Maybe it does. Maybe they all die off, and maybe you're supposed to be at the end by yourself. I have no idea how it's supposed to work, but I know how to beat it, and I'll show you how to do so. So we have another one of those tanks going wild here. And I've had to speed this up considerably, all these clips. There's like 10 clips that compose this last video here. And let me see here. Most of them are sped up. Some of them, if they're really brief, are in real time. But the video would have been over an hour, well over an hour. So I needed to condense it to like 30 minutes so I could actually, move on with my life, play another game. Hopefully God of War Ascension, I could do that. Okay, so this is a pretty good area to stand back here. Only because there's so much, look at all those enemies, just look at them. So if you could stand back here, you're pretty safe. I don't like shooting through chain link fences, so I'm just staying over here. And I'm ordering people to do kills. And that tank that was going wild at the onset, he doesn't come over to this region, so you're going to be completely safe. But this final chapter, it doesn't give this game a bad impression for me. It's just that I think the checkpoint, there should have been 2 more checkpoints, and there should have been some kind of, because they always tell you what to do. Like, they'll tell you what buttons to press and stuff like that, and I don't need to be told everything, but on a final section where I'm risking losing like 10 minutes of progress, of hard-earned progress, I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't want to press the wrong thing or, realize that I don't have to kill all the enemies. When you actually don't, you just have to get to the final area and have the missiles highlighted, and then you press it. So that's what I was doing wrong. But there's the last med pack I used, so we're all used up in that department. And here's the checkpoint up here. You're going to hop on a turret, but you're not completely safe. But don't let that stop you, because I was on there for quite a while before I even took a hit, and then I went back into cover. But it's a good game. It's just this chapter. Knowing what I know now, knowing's half the battle. I could do it a little easier, but I just spent so much time. In the back of my mind, I suspected something might be up with this chapter, as far as it being unfair. But it's only slightly unfair at the end, just a little bit. So now you're on the turret and you're taking things out, and in short order, you're going to have the ability to use the tank and the helicopter, and also get some weapons. Now, as far as weapons go, you might want an explosive weapon, but if you don't want anything like that, go for like the Scar H. There is no gun cam that you can have. What else? I think, here's where I got damaged. So I went behind the sandbags and the barbed wire here. And there comes a point where the guy gets on the intercom and says that you've done a hell of a job, and stick it out. So I decided to hop back on the turret. And I think that the problem I had with the tank, when you're controlling the tank and the helicopter, I think the problem I had with the tank was I never moved him initially, and maybe I moved past a checkpoint and he just glitched out behind the checkpoint, and maybe he couldn't progress anymore. Maybe that's why the map got inverted. I don't know. But since I had no teammates, I was trying to use him for assistance. So This should be the area right here where you're going to get a teammate switch, and you get to reload all your specs. You notice we have the MIA-2 Abrams, and in short order we'll have the woman here, who will be the helicopter support. And no, you don't have to have them survive, but you'll want them to survive as long as possible to take out the heavy-duty machines for you.
Yes, Captain?
Because you'll be stuck at a checkpoint with her with very low health, and then you'll have to take out these things as quickly as you can and as accurately as you can too, or otherwise you'll either try to sneak past them, the tanks that is, and get shot down every time, or you could try to just shoot the gunner on it, which is possible sometimes. I don't know about these here. These look a little bit more durable here. So right here I'm using the little bird to take out this one, and there's a couple. You'll want to take out that one, and for some reason they give you a checkpoint in the midst of all of this, and I think that's what screwed up me having the tank for the support, because I just left him back. I didn't even use him.
Understood, ground.
So if I were you, I wouldn't prioritize these guys. I would go from this direction. I would go left and over to the right where the warehouse is, where the final checkpoint is, and take out the goddamn tank that's just gonna arrive there. It should already be there, but since I had no idea what I was doing here, this was my blind run through this chapter. I didn't know, so I got a checkpoint over here somewhere.
No more left, Ghost Leader.
But you'll definitely want to go up as far as you can with that helicopter. Here's where the checkpoint is. At the Mexican border up here, you'll get a checkpoint. I think this right here is the checkpoint. Once you get a little bit further up into where that square is.
And now to Marco Zambrota with disturbing revelations that foreign mercenaries might be behind.
You'll notice another rough edit up here, because this right here is the checkpoint area. So now I'm back on the little bird up here, and I'm just trying to... Okay, over to the right is where you need to go to take this damn thing out over here. Don't focus on these. If you're gonna have the woman get killed in the chopper, just have her do the most important things before she crashes, before they take her out. See, look at this. The city's on the top. I was in the mode of the guy behind the tank. If you want to rewind that, it'll probably come up again. But it was upside down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Look at this. Why? What is that? God. And I couldn't even move him. I couldn't move him. I couldn't shoot anybody. So I just said, fuck that guy. I'll just use the guy, the little bird, the chopper. And I think my teammates just died away. They just, two of them got killed. And it was just my own ineptitude over here and just failings of not keeping my teammates alive. So, bad throw right there. Because I'm pretty sure you can have all your teammates with you, until you clear the game. It's just hard to keep them alive. Okay, so there's one more checkpoint. That's it. That's all you get. And it's going to come up here pretty soon. And some of this footage might overlap itself. And if it does, I apologize. But once again, I'm here. I'm here to tell you what to do, how to beat this. Yeah, here we go. Just great. Whatever the fuck that shit is. Oh, God. Okay, so we're back on the little bird. She has yellow health status. So this is the checkpoint, so not the last checkpoint, but this is a little overlapping footage. So you want to go over to the right and take care of the artillery vehicle that's going to come over here. See, I'm focusing on the soldiers when I shouldn't have been. The focus needs to be on the tank. But even so, you still might have to take out everybody for you to be able to get to the objective. So, okay, save point right there. There is another. Okay, this is overlapping footage. You'll have to excuse this. So this is the save point here, and I decided to hightail it over here. Okay, you'll see that I just got that save point, right? So you do get one more save point after this encounter over here, which is damn tough if you're at the wrong angle. You have to be... If you're at this location, just make sure no one runs to the far right and starts shooting at you, because you'll be at the bad angle. Now, that tank right there, due to the overlapping footage I had... I went back and destroyed that thing. That's what you want to take out, that thing over there with the Ladybird before it gets killed off. Which, as you can see, I don't have it anymore because it got destroyed by enemy fire. But what I did was, once I got the checkpoint, I was back at the Mexican border, and it saves the state of the environment like halfway through the battle. So you'll get a checkpoint back there at the border, and you'll still be able to use whatever resources you have left. For instance, I had the helicopter left at the yellow status of her health, so I was able to take out this tank over here, but that was it. And it really could have... If I had her past the checkpoint over here, this would have been a lot easier. But keeping her alive is just one of the harder things. And as you can see, it's just me and this guy here. That's it. And he's going to fall down in battle and perish because I can't keep him alive. I'm trying to climb the stairs at the end, and if I heal him, I don't think you get any iframes after. Not even during. I don't think so. Because he's pretty much useless.
I think we won that one, boss.
Okay. So we've cleared all these enemies. Here's the final checkpoint. Badly placed checkpoint. So anytime you die, even if you're on the chopper, they send you back right over to this position here where they checkpoint it. Like, what kind of shit is that? That's horrible. That's lazy, and it's not in keeping with the good quality that's the rest of this game, you know? We're not used to this kind of crap. So, there is a guy on top of the factory. You want to take him out first. And once that goes off, you're pretty much in the heat of the battle over here. So, just start tossing grenades. If you want to save them, you save them, because it might actually come in handy for you to have them. But having them at the end for me would always get me flustered, so I just didn't even want them. But it makes taking down this one truck right here very easy if you just toss some grenades. Sometimes what will happen is one of the enemies will run over to the right and remain there until you've cleared all the enemies. And one time I forgot about his existence over there, and he shot me down when I was running out into the main area. But I have a really good way of dealing with this section coming up. You'll notice the vehicle transport truck right there. It could be destroyed, and I would destroy it if I were you, because you don't want anybody shooting that thing if you're trying to sprint back into the cover after we deal with all these guys. See, the troop transport, it's destructible, so you'll want to kill it. And don't worry about wasting bullets, because there's a bunch of soldiers down here whose guns you can put back into your inventory. So if you take any damage over here, it's just automatically into the red. So I would just allow myself to get killed or reload the save point, because you don't want to go on to the home stretch in the red and have only one shot left that you can take. You definitely want the green. It's not hard. This game is not hard in the sense that you really don't get hit often. You pretty much, when you're shooting, you have a priority over, I think, over the other enemies, unless there's a lot of them shooting. So make sure you check for that area over to the right, and go up here. Once that screen comes up, run the hell back over to this area behind this Jeep right here. This Jeep is a good spot to stand. because it's not behind those flaming vehicles right there. Plus, it can't be blown up by enemies. I mean, none of the cars over here can be blown up, so it's just a really safe spot to stand. Jackass over to the left, he's doing his thing, whatever it is he's doing. So this was a really close call. I thought this guy got killed off somehow, but he was still remaining over here. But remember, if you take a hit, just restart. It's not worth it. And I'm going to have a lot of compiled footage, because I had to do this in like 10 sections of trying to figure this out. But I will tell you what to do. It's not as hard as it appears, but the game was giving me no communication about how to do it. So all of your problems reside in the fact that these enemies have the height advantage. So you have to really, when I say take it slowly, don't take that for granted, and realize I mean every bit of that. Never just rush up there. You'll get killed. That's the thing. You'll get outright killed. So I'm putting that guy there, realizing that he's going to get hit. So if I could just have him kill a couple of guys before he falls down, which he couldn't even do, don't even try to heal him. And I hope for your sake that you have more enemies alive. Well, I guess I did take a couple grenades here. For some odd reason, though, I got all these rushers coming down right into my line of path, so it was really convenient. I don't know why they were doing this, why the AI had them running down the stairs. This was atypical for me, so this might not work for you. And hell, see, 4 enemies, I got 4 kills, 4 nice easy kills because they ran down the stairs. I don't know why they did that either, like I mentioned. So you're really going to have to swap shoulders constantly over here. Make sure you're always in the crouch position or the prostrate condition on the ground. And go for headshots. Go for... See, the Scar H is really good to have here because it has the zoom. What we've got is just a large number of enemies up there. We also have another entrenchment of enemies across the way, and they're standing on a platform across the way, and you need to take them out. One time I got to them, and I didn't even know they were over there, and they just shot me up in like 2 seconds, and I was dead. And another time, I went up to the final area, and I was on the wrong side of it, and they shot me from behind and killed me. So why couldn't they check? This needs a checkpoint before you even start climbing the stairs. It needs a checkpoint right when the guy talks to you and that he's on that screen. That's where the checkpoint needs to be. And there also needs to be a checkpoint after you clear all these enemies up here. That would mitigate all this frustration. So just look how many enemies there are. They're all over the place, and you've got to just deal with them one by one. If any of them give any signs of rushing, just go back. Make sure you, even if it takes dropping to the floor, you know, like I'm doing over here. And you've pretty much got to crawl to victory over here. Because, you see, I can make a mistake at this point because I have green health, but I don't want to because I don't want to have to worry about anything later on. But what's going to happen is we're going to have all these enemies getting killed off, and we're going to have more enemies. Once we get to the final staircase, we're going to have more enemies. Like 4 more across the way. So don't just blindly go over the stairs. See, here I'm trying to make sure there's no one behind me. And this, I wish that body wasn't there. That if that fucking body hadn't been there, I could see, or have a little bit more visibility and less distraction. But okay, so these guys, their red intel marks came up because I saw them on my screen. So see, look, I crawled over to this spot, and I would advise doing that. Crawl over to these barrels here and just stand back here and make all your shots count. Don't stay out of cover beyond your welcome point. Yeah, it looks like there's 4 guys here, and this last guy gave me a lot of trouble, of course. But it's like, if these guys kill you, you have to go all the way back before the warehouse battle. It's like, why? So unnecessary. But once you kill this guy here, you're going to get the chopper coming up. I believe. So let's see. I've killed that guy. I think there's more guys. Oh no, okay. It got into this mode, and I'm groveling on the ground here, praying that there's a checkpoint somewhere. I don't know what to do. I've never gotten this far. And I'm like, what the fuck? Give me a checkpoint. What happens here, you're going to get this chopper here, and you need to take out the guy in the seat firing at you. My problem was I ran out of ammo, so I was sitting here with no ammo. But fortunately, there was a dead body right next to me, and I could grab his ammo. That's the kind of desperation I was in. So you can't really order the. I mean, you can't order the airstrike until you take care of this guy. And I was thinking to myself, why can't I order the airstrike right now? But it just wasn't working, so this guy's circulating. The nice thing is, he stays right there, though. I mean, he's just going to hover right in front of you in a set path. So all you've really got to do is just take out that gunner. But it's hard to hit him because he's moving around so much. But at least he's in a set pattern, So he should almost be dead right about here. And then we could finally order that airstrike, but ordering the airstrike is not the first thing you have to do because you have to kill all these riflemen over here. Because to have the missile launchers highlighted, you have to stand up and see them on your screen. So here are these guys here. If you want to throw a smoke grenade, it's really helpful over here. But it's not. I wouldn't say that it's necessary because you can just kind of inch your way up and just take these guys out with headshots or whatever you can get, body shots. And you see, I didn't even know these guys were there, and I could have got hit so many times here, but fortunately, the game's pretty generous about it. It's just that if you're in the red, one hit and you're dead. And I don't actually think you have to kill these soldiers here. As long as you can have the missile launchers highlighted, then you can order the airstrike. It's just that I had the damnedest time of figuring out what I was supposed to do. And I think all you need to do really is just hover the reticle over the area and get the circular area to glow around them. So all I needed to do right here was hover the reticle over the area, over the pit down there. See? And then just order the strike once those things are highlighted in red. And then see, even here it's not working. And I'm not sure what was going on. See, oh okay. I didn't have the yellow mark indicated there for the pilot to fire down on. So you fall back, normally you don't die, and that's the end of the guide. Thanks for watching.